A few months ago, I posted a video setting up my Anker SOLIX in my unbuilt camper van to be my temporary power system I'd be living off of while converting this van into my home. Since then, I've been using the Anker SOLIX every day, and over the past few months, it has traveled across the country with me. And I've used it to watch a movie by powering a projector on an island on Christmas Day. I've used it to recharge the batteries to my power tools while being in the desert, even while on the roof of my van. And I've used it in below freezing temperatures without a heater, and I quickly learned I bought the wrong type of heated blanket for a power station, but I've owned numerous other power stations in the past, but now Anker is all that I live by. One of the first things I do every day when I wake up is to use my Anker SOLIX battery. I don't leave my devices plugged in overnight because even when my phone reaches 100% charge, the screen still says it's pulling about 1 to 2 watts. Something a lot of people don't know is that power stations also use some power when functioning, so if you're planning how much power each device takes, you're also going to want to take that in account. And that's by any power station by any company. You'll never fully get the rated power capacity. And it's not because it doesn't have it, but because it's using it for the fans, etc. So this morning I am showing my addiction to technology as the first thing I do when I wake up every morning is plug in my phone and check my emails on my computer. Something I really like about the Anker SOLIX is that it has 2 USB-C outlets, one of which is 100 watts, which means you can charge your phone 2 to 4 times faster than a regular outlet, and I can charge my laptop without needing to turn on the inverter, which means I can be more efficient with the use of power. The Anker SOLIX C800 Plus has 2 USB ports, 2 USB-C ports, 5 AC outlets, and 1 car socket for 10 total ports. It also has a built-in 16,000 watt surge pad. It has 6 times longer lasting LFP batteries with 3,000 cycles, which means you could use it every day, draining the battery completely for almost 8.5 years. There is both an Anker SOLIX C800 Plus and just an Anker SOLIX C800. Both the C800s and the Plus have this secret storage compartment on top, but only the Plus comes with this camping light. The light has 3 modes: flashlight, floodlight, and candle mode. It also has an expandable arm so it can raise to 3.3 feet or 1 meter high. Also, thankfully, it's not related to the Pixar lamp, so hopefully it won't murder you in the middle of the night. The light is very easy to put together and take down as it simply screws into the top of the power station and folds back into the power station as well. It can recharge in 4 hours and does not need to be plugged in because it can automatically charge when you place it back in the compartment correctly. The Anker SOLIX C800 has this same top compartment, but it's empty. I think when eventually this becomes my backup battery and lives in my garage area and my entire electrical system is installed in my van, I'd actually prefer that as it would give me a really great place to store all of the cords that the battery comes with for charging. Honestly, I'm just very torn about this entire upper compartment. Say hello to my little friend. Ugh. Not so little, actually, is she? It screws off. You can actually put a GoPro or like those 360 mounts on top of here as well, and screw it into the multi-purpose. You know how we like it, baby, when we're poor. We gotta get as much use out of everything as we can. So this is the Anker SOLIX C800. I've been living off of this one for about a month, and I lived off of the Anker SOLIX 1000 for about 4 months before that. So about 5 months total of living off of these Anker SOLIX batteries. This one and the other one are essentially the same. They just have a few minor differences. Number one being that this one does not connect to their expandable battery packs, which means if I want to get more battery power, I'll have to buy an entire different or separate battery, which the C1000, I can just buy one of their top batteries to sit on top of it, and I can expand it when I have, let's say, more money to be able to afford more, or I have more things I need to power, so I realize I want more power. Or if I just want something smaller to be able to sneak into my backpack, to be able to sneak into Panera Bread and steal power from them. You know how it goes, #VanLife. Something that I have been super back and forth on with this battery is this light and how much storage space this little compartment takes up for said light. The C800 and C1000 are almost the same size. And as someone who lives in a car and is always trying to maximize efficiency when it comes to space, that drives me a little crazy. When I first received this battery, that was my number one quip. I was a little salty about it because I really wanted a battery that was small enough to fit in my backpack to take into the gym and plug in while I shower. And this little storage unit is what made that not possible. So I was very resentful towards this light. But then I started living with this battery, and now I use the light every day. And I love it. And it's so funny to me because I passionately was upset about this light. I use this battery as like a bedside table, and my C1000, I've been using this light up in the front, which it goes on, you just can't really, it's hard to see in the video, which, you know, comes to my point of, this is not really a great light to live by. This is a great light to, let's say it's in the middle of the night, you're at a campground and you want to be able to light this up so you can see where to plug it in your device. It's great for that. It's not great for a whole lighting system for your house. And this does light up the entire area, and I can lift it up to be right where I want it to be. So I lift it up really high and it lights up the entire van, and now I use it every day. And also at night, the other night, I was trying to get something from the front seat, and you can take this off and take it with you and take it to where you want to have light. And then as soon as you're done, just stick it back up there. And when that happened, I was like, I'm trying to hate you. But I like it. I stand by though that I wish they did not put it here and I had more room and I had the choice to get the light set on top. Like I could buy it as an extension or a piece to go with it. However, I have this theory that the reason they put this here is because they didn't want to compromise anything up here. This has just as many outlets, almost pretty much, as my C1000. I think there's like one or two more of these, but like when are you ever going to use this many anyway? So I haven't noticed the difference. And it powers everything the exact same way. So you're getting as almost pretty much exactly the same thing you're getting with the C1000 as far as this, you know, face screen and this LED screen here. I wish I could see this better in the light. Like not only right now can you not see it, but like I can barely see it. And I wish it would be like a real screen, but I'm guessing they do this because it saves battery, which, you know, at the end of the day, like I'll take it. Oh, Captain, my captain. Whatever you say. If the screen being not that bright actually does bother you, you can use the app to be able to have a great reading of your power draw, how much power you're using, how much power you're storing, the temperature of your battery, and so much more by just using the app. Also, if you plan to use the ultra fast charging mode, which can only be used when plugged into an AC charging outlet, you'll already have the app probably. What I like is that they did not compromise making the screen smaller and removing information or removing outlets. I like that it has all the same things. And I'm guessing the reason we have this up here this time is so that they can make sure to still fit all of these things. But besides that, and I'm just being picky, like I'm being really picky. Like when this just sits in the van, it's fine. I don't care if there's extra space and I love the light. However, once I'm actually living in the van full time with the full van built out, I'm not ever going to use this. If you like camping and you're using this on a campground or like in a tent, chef's kiss. I would love it then. It had the same purpose as it does for me in my unbuilt van. If you watched my video sleeping at the world's most haunted abandoned amusement park, I would have loved to use this light that night. At this point, I actually am getting light for the video by taping a flashlight to my tripod, and I could only recharge my phone by using my system in my vehicle. I didn't have anything that was portable like this Anker that I have now. So this power station can charge in 3 ways: solar panels, an AC outlet, and your vehicle's alternator while driving. I want to break down all 3 of those and my experience using them over the past few months. Starting with the method I use the most, which is the alternator charging. Every day, I pull this battery from the back of my van to the front of my van before I drive. If I slept with my head in the opposite direction, I wouldn't actually have to move it because the cord reaches about halfway through the van, but I'm stubborn, and luckily the battery only weighs 24 pounds, so it's really not a big issue. I will say though that the cord for the alternator charging on my C1000 broke because I stepped on it, so just be careful if you're moving it a lot. However, I reached out to their customer service and they emailed me back within 24 hours and asked for some more information, and were not only very helpful, but very quick to respond. So to me, that is a huge deal when I'm investing in a company, knowing their customer service is responsive and helpful. Plus, these power stations have a 5-year warranty, which is much longer than any of the competition, which I looked into, and are max 2 years. Okay, so we just drove 20 minutes to my storage unit, and the battery went from 50% when I left to 54%. So that's not a lot of battery you're going to be gaining from car charging alone. And when I got back out on the road, one of you guys actually found me on the highway and said hi and that you love watching my videos, and that was just so special. So thank you guys so much if you're a subscriber and you've been watching my videos for a while. It was such a special moment and I really appreciate all of you. Thank you so much! After this, I drive a total of 38 minutes and it increases by 8%, just to kind of give you some real life data. This math adds up pretty closely with what their website advertises, which is that it will take 7.2 hours to recharge to 100% from zero. In comparison, using the data we just got, it would take a little over 8 hours for my car battery to fully charge my Anker. The next method to charge the Anker SOLIX is portable solar panels, which honestly I am kicking myself for not getting in the beginning. Their website says you can recharge your Anker SOLIX C800 to 80% in just 2.3 hours with their portable solar panels or any plug-in panel up to 300 watts. And the final option is an AC outlet. With their ultra-fast charging feature, you can recharge to 100% in 58 minutes, which is 17% faster than power stations with similar capacities. And in my last video about Anker, I actually tested this out without the ultra-fast charging feature, and it took about 20 minutes more. I do want to note, I did read somewhere that it is actually not healthy for the battery to be using the ultra-fast charging every time. It's more of an on an occasion when you actually really need to charge quickly on the go. And the final thing I want to talk about is the noise while charging. I have never noticed a sound while charging from the alternator while driving, but into an AC outlet seems to be when the fans start running. I've seen some comments saying the fans can get loud, but personally in 5 months I've never heard the fans, and if they have gone on, it hasn't even been a second thought. I'm usually only charging a phone, a laptop, or power tools though, so nothing too big or crazy. Overall, I've been super happy with my Anker batteries, the customer support, and the overall performance. But what do you guys think? I'd love to hear your opinions on the Anker SOLIX C800.